Welcome to the Shekina Meditation Podcast, created by Shekina community members. Shekina communities are dedicated to creating free devotional spaces of Christian practice for spiritual seekers and travelers around the world. We post Christ-centered guided meditation each week to help you in your personal or small group practice. You can find episode show notes and other information at shekinacommunity.com. Hi everyone, this is Ray. This is episode 72 of the podcast, and it's Friday the 8th of May as I record this. So I'm here in Pai, Thailand still, and still it's just Chanua and I here. We are working on getting Ro and Neil back into the province and into the town, as well as Sion and Erica, but we're still working on it, and let's see what will happen. Hopefully we can get them an entrance pass and they'll be able to come in. But so far it's still just us here, and it's been a very hot week with no rain. In this season, the weather is amazingly hot and humid, and if we have rain, it cools everything down and it's very livable. And if it doesn't rain, we all sit around melting, and including every local person I talk to talks about how hot it is. So yeah, we're waiting for the rain to come back. Hopefully today or tomorrow we'll get a nice rain. I talked to you last week a little bit about how we were raising money for handing out some food packets to people in villages who have been really hit hard by the restrictions around COVID-19. And we were able to do it this week. I felt really happy with the results, as sometimes big projects like that cause a lot of consternation in me as I'm trying to make them happen, or just it feels really hard. It feels like fighting uphill, and even within myself, because I get nervous about it and all that. And it just went really smoothly. It was really beautiful. So Sarah, who is our office manager and also helps to connect us with villages and with people in need around, she and I went shopping, and we bought a whole bunch of stuff and packaged it all up into individual grocery, hampers or packets, and took them with Chanua. We took them out to a village, a Karen village called Meping. It's the closest big Karen village to the town of Pai, and it's beautiful there. We weren't able to go in. We sat at the gate and handed the packages out, and people came to us. So all these people came by on motorbikes with elderly people on the back of their bikes, or different people around who needed help. And yeah, it's so beautiful, and they really are some marginalized people here in Thailand, really on the outer edges of society, and living, very often in bamboo or wood huts, and needing a bit of extra support. It was really cool to hear just how much the people do. I felt like the woman who was the connection point to that village spoke a lot about her mother-in-law and how much she tries to help people with food and serve people in her village. And so it felt good to just be one more part of that, just one more little step in the way they help each other and relieving some of the heaviness of those people in need. It felt very small, like it's not enough, but I hope that we can continue and do a bit more, little bit. And I hope that this continues in Thailand and around the world, where we kind of just share some of the overflow and help each other. Listeners, this podcast is supported by you. Because this podcast is about meditation, we want to keep it ad-free. Our beloved patrons at patreon.com support us for as little as $1 a month, and patrons get extra audio, and they get our endless thanks for the things that they give and the ways that they help our community to keep running. You can find us at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast. And another way that you can support us is by rating or reviewing us on iTunes. You can share the podcast with a friend by emailing a link. You can write about it on your blog, in your Instagram. You can post it in your stories and say you're listening, whatever you feel. We would love it if you support the podcast and share it with the world. And it helps to keep our communities running and free for travelers and spiritual seekers. Right now, we are in pause mode with the rest of the world, but our bills continue, so we're very thankful that you're helping us to keep going. Patrons, you are the best. You are like a beautiful blue-headed lizard rustling through the grass, running through the grass. We see them all around here, and they bring delight to my heart. So today's episode is a Lectio Divina on 2 John, verses 1-6, guided by Neil. The meditation will have 3 parts. The first part, he will guide you into a place where you are feeling more like you're ready for meditation. So helping you become mindful of different things throughout your body and your mind, and finding space and finding silence and coming to a calm place. Second part, he will guide you through the verses. And the third part is all about processing. So you can either journal if you're on your own, or record your voice talking about it, or draw a picture. Or if you're meditating with others, you might like to pass a talking stick or some other object. And you can listen to each other about the things that came up during the meditation. What you heard, what you felt, what you saw, thoughts that came to your head, how the meditation was for you. Let's begin.
Hello, welcome to Shekina meditation for today. My name is Neil, and I'll be guiding you through a Lectio Divina meditation on the second letter of John, the first half of this tiny little letter. So let's begin by finding a comfortable position, preferably seated, something that's not too comfortable, but comfortable enough that you can hold for a while. And, become aware of your breath. Just breathing normally and comfortably. Feel the sensation as the air moves into your body, fills up your lungs, and then comes back out again. You've set aside this time to meditate, so claim it. Relax into it. You're here. So as you breathe, with each exhalation, relax into this time. And as you breathe, you might want to stretch a little bit. Perhaps there's some muscles or some joints that are stiff or sore. You might want to stretch them a little bit. Put your neck and your head side to side slowly. Or roll your shoulders. Or any other part of your body that wants to wriggle or move a bit. Spend a few moments doing that now. Or if it's helpful to take a deeper breath and breathe into those spots that are a bit more persistent with feeling tight or sore. Breathe into them and then relax them as you breathe out. And even if it's helpful to let out a sigh as you exhale. Feel your body begin to slow down. And your body relax. And as you breathe, stretch your awareness beyond your body into the sounds that you might be able to hear around you. What can you hear? Perhaps it's the sound of nature, of birds, or of wind. Or maybe it's the sound of people talking or working or playing. Or maybe it's the sound of machines humming or doing whatever sounds machines make. Spend a few moments listening to each sound and perhaps imagining how that sound is being made. It's perhaps at this time that we notice some thoughts distracting us, or our minds beginning to wander a bit. That's okay. But it's good to really carve out this time and remove those distractions from our minds as much as possible. Meditation is a practice. It takes time to get better. But if there are things, problems, or things to do, or concerns that are foremost in your mind, I encourage you to imagine in front of you a space, or that these problems or these concerns are little stones or pebbles laid out in front of you. Maybe there's a few, maybe there's lots. Just imagine them laid out in front of you. hopefully within reach. Because then next imagine in your lap a small wooden box with a lid. I encourage you now, over the next minute or two, to take the lid off your box and pick up each little pebble or stone. Spend a few seconds looking at it, acknowledging it, and then placing it in your box. And go through all of your stones and pebbles like this. And when you're finished, place the lid on the box and place the box behind you, out of sight and hopefully out of mind. So do that now. If at any time you find these little pebbles escaping their box and you see them in front of you, then just pick them up and put them away again. We want to make a clear, quiet space to meet with the divine. And so hopefully you've coming to the end of that. And as we turn our attention to the scripture for today, for this first reading, just allow the words to unfold before you, as if you're reading them for the first time. Trying not to analyze or to deconstruct what's being said, just listening, as if you're listening in on a conversation between two friends. From the second letter of John. To the chosen lady and her children, whom I love in the truth. And not only I, but also all who know the truth, because of the truth, which lives in us and will be with us forever. Grace, mercy, and peace from God the Father, and from Jesus Christ, the Father's Son, will be with us in truth and love. It has given me great joy to find some of your children walking in the truth, just as the Father commanded us. And now, dear lady, I am not writing you a new command, but one we have had from the beginning. I ask that we love one another. And this is love, that we walk in obedience to His commands. as you have heard it from the beginning. His command is that you walk in love. Can you imagine what the writer and the recipient look like? And maybe what their relationship was. For the second reading, I encourage you to delve deeper into the meaning of what is being said here. Allow your imagination to play. To the chosen lady and her children, whom I love in the truth. To the chosen lady and her children, whom I love in the truth. To the chosen lady and her children, whom I love in the truth, and not only I, but also all who know the truth, because of the truth, which lives in us and will be with us forever. And not only I, but also all who know the truth, because of the truth, which lives in us and will be with us forever. Grace, mercy, and peace from God the Father and from Jesus Christ, the Father's Son, will be with us in truth and love. Grace, mercy, and peace from God the Father and from Jesus Christ, the Father's Son, will be with us in truth and love. It has given me great joy to find some of your children walking in the truth, just as the Father commanded us. It has given me great joy to find some of your children walking in the truth, just as the Father commanded us. And now, dear lady, I am not writing you a new command, but one we have had from the beginning. And now, dear lady, I am not writing you a new command, but one that we have had from the beginning. I ask that we love one another. And this is love, that we walk in obedience to His commands. I ask that we love one another. And this is love, that we walk in obedience to His commands. As you have heard it from the beginning, His command is that you walk in love. As you have heard it from the beginning, His command is that you walk in love. And for the final reading, I encourage you to seek the divine. What is the Spirit of God wanting to say to you through these words? To the chosen lady and her children, whom I love in the truth. And not only I, but also all who know the truth. Because of the truth, which lives in us and will be with us forever. Grace, mercy, and peace from God the Father and from Jesus Christ, the Father's Son, will be with us in truth and love. It has given me great joy to find some of your children walking in the truth, just as the Father commanded us. And now, dear lady, I am not writing you a new command, but one we have had from the beginning. I ask that we love one another. And this is love, that we walk in obedience to His commands. As you have heard from the beginning, His command is that you walk in love. as this part of the meditation comes to an end, you might like to offer a prayer of thanks for this time, for anything that you may have received from the Divine. And so now, come back to your breath. Allow your focus to feel the sensations of your breath. And with each breath, maybe take a few deeper ones. And slowly bring your awareness to your surroundings, to the sounds around you, to the object or peoples around you. And in your own time, we'll finish the meditation here. Open your eyes, and we'll continue with sharing.
Thank you for joining today. There will be a new guided meditation available each week, so don't forget to subscribe to iTunes or sign up for our newsletter to get podcasts delivered to your inbox at www.shekinacommunity.com/podcast newsletter. Also, you can rate or review on iTunes or sign up as a patron at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast. Have a beautiful week. Many blessings to you.